Welcome to 24 Days of Comfort, a casual tea time check-in every day until Christmas, talking books, mental health, hobbies, and whatever else comes up. The holidays can be a stressful time, so I'm here to gently nudge you toward the couch, a hot drink, or at least a deep breath. I'm your host, Fleur. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm so excited for this. Before we start, I want to do a tiny, cozy check-in. You can skip this if you want to. The whole point of me being here is that you can do whatever you want while you're watching this, so do whatever floats your boat, but if you're down, let's do a cozy check-in. C. Are you comfortable? Could you get 5% more comfortable? Maybe you're just sitting down and something is like pressing into your back. See if you can relax 5% more. Then oxygen, very important. Whenever you're ready, let's take a deep breath together, breathing in through the nose. Take a little sip extra and exhale through the mouth. With a sigh, maybe even making a sound. You're here, nowhere else you need to be. Then, zero tension. Let's unclench our jaws, drop our shoulders, relax into our seat, and releasing any tension on muscles that we might be holding. And last but most important is you time. Is there anything else you need right now? Maybe take the time to get a hot drink. Maybe you need to use the bathroom really bad and you've been holding it in. Maybe you want to grab a blanket. Maybe you want to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Whatever you need. It's you time. All right, now that we got that out of the way and we're all here, hi. I'm really excited to be here and also a little bit nervous. This is 24 days of comfort, so I'm going to be making a video every day until Christmas, or I'm going to upload a video every day until Christmas. For me, the reason for doing this is because I want to offer a space online where you can take a breath and take a pause even while you are consuming content, which is nothing to feel guilty for, by the way. I feel like vlogmas is such a beautiful idea, and the YouTuber in me, of course, would love to do that, but realistically, I don't have the health, the energy, or the time, or the space to make a video every day, to edit that, to upload that. That's a lot of work. And I didn't want to do that, but I did want to try to see if I can put something out every day. But I wanted to be gentle with myself as I want to, encourage other people to be gentle with themselves. So I'm going to try and practice what I preach. And we're going to see how it goes. I am starting a little bit ahead of time because I can't be bothered really doing it every single day. Sorry if that takes away a little bit of the movie magic, but I am going to be here every day, same time, hanging out with you, and I'm very excited about it. Every day I'm going to try a tea from my Puka tea calendar that I've hung up on my wall, and today being the first day, the first flavor that we are trying is called Winter Warmer, and it's ginger, rooibos, orange, and star anise, which I'm very excited about. I have it here in a red mug, and it smells really good, and I'm very excited about this. I am a big tea drinker. I don't drink coffee, but I also don't drink black tea or green tea, just anything that has the tea caffeine in it. And I also can't have cinnamon right now, because I'm just trying some things out around having migraines and stuff. So we're gonna have to see. I'm looking at it right now. You can't see it, but I'm staring at the calendar. We're gonna have to see what I can drink, but for every tea that I can't drink, I will have a replacement tea. So there will be a cup of tea in every video, and I encourage you to also make a beverage that you love, or at least hydrate a little bit, For this video, for this series, I kind of wanted to do it uncut and just talk in one go. I might have to loosen up a little bit over time to get to that point, but I think that this will be a fun way for me as well to let go of perfectionism and to find balance in quality and quantity, because I don't know about you, but I can be a perfectionist and a people pleaser and get stuck in what would perform well for the algorithm, or put a lot of pressure on myself for delivering a certain kind of quality. And I would love to let go of that a little bit, because while it, in some ways and some things, makes me good at what I do, it can hold me back creatively so much. So it's a goal for me to let go of that and just show up as I am, because if there's anything I would want to contribute to the online world, it is that it is okay to show up as you are. And if you're having a bit of a bad day, or you're sad and grieving, or you're on your period and the world just sucks, it is on fire, so it's understandable to, feel a little bit of that heaviness. The holidays are definitely not fun for everyone, and I just want to, I don't know, show up as me and, translate that to you and make videos in that theme. I'm already rambling, can you tell? I love it that you're here, and thank you so much for giving me your time and for being here. I'm very excited. So yeah, I wanted to talk today mostly about why I'm doing this, what you can expect, and also a little bit about Christmas and about me maybe. I have a get to know me video planned for any new viewers or anyone who's who the are you? But yeah, for those of you who are new here, I am Fleur. I did tell you my name. I'm 25 years old. I live in the Netherlands. And for us, Christmas is the 24th, Christmas Eve, 25th, first day Christmas, and the 26th, second day of Christmas. So we have like a 3-day Christmas period. But on December 5th, we also have a holiday that in some ways is similar and in other ways is very different, and that is Sinterklaas. You might know about this story. Sinterklaas has become a lot more controversial over the past 10 years, I would say, and that is for very good reason. I'm not going to get into that too much, but the Dutch have a history that isn't too great, and there are some cultural things that have seeped into, today, like traditions that are still happening today that aren't great. I think that every country has a holiday that's very controversial, let's be real. And yeah, but it's mostly for me now being an adult, I see it as kind of a kid's holiday. Sinterklaas is a man with a huge red hat, which Santa also has, and kids get presents. And if you're not a good kid and you misbehave, you get put in the sack and you go to Spain. So that's kind of like the naughty list thing. So you see how the two are kind of interconnected. I'm not going to get into the whole history because I'm the wrong channel for that. But that's also happening in the Netherlands right now. So Sinterklaas arrived, and he arrives by boat in a different city every year where they broadcast it, but he will also arrive in like small cities. He can be at many different places at once. And from that time on, it's just a lot of anticipation for Sinterklaas. When I was younger, we would make gifts for each other. We call it a surprise, but you would pick a name, and for that family member, you like Secret Santa kind of, and you would buy a gift, but then also make something around the gift, and that could get very elaborate and is really fun. This year, or the past couple of years, me and my family, the 4 of us, I have a mom, a dad, and a brother. I moved back with my parents because it's horrible to find a home. My brother lives in a student home and he's coming home for Christmas, so the 4 of us do Secret Santa with each other. So we pick a name and say what gifts we want, and then you buy each other gifts. We're not making elaborate things. Sometimes we'll do like a poem. That's a thing with Sinterklaas as well. You could write a poem. It's like kind of a roast, but it rhymes, or it can be very funny and rhyme. And that's always a fun little touch. So I'm very excited about that. My family is really funny, and so the poems are often the things that I look forward to the most. And if my dad has me, I know that I'm up for a treat, because one time he made like 8 different poems, and like they're like sonnet length, pretty long rhymes. And one time he made like 8 pages, and in every page he talked about himself, and it was so funny. It's like, it's so good to see that you've grown so much, and also I love your dad, and how's your dad doing, and things like that. It was hilarious and a fun memory. I need to try this tea. Pretty good. I think that the water cooled down a little bit too much. Maybe I should rate these. I haven't thought of that. I don't know if I can though. But I will say, because this hasn't been sitting for that long, I feel like there are many different flavors. The orange is a little bit more prominent, and the rooibos is also there. The anise, anise, is gentle, which it can be really strong, you know, it's pretty gentle. And the ginger, I can barely taste it. And for me, that's just kind of like the wrong flavors being louder. I don't mind an orange, but I don't love orange in my tea. I mean, I love ginger orange and stuff. Like if it's in a tea, like I like it, but I don't like it if it's the standout flavor too much. I'm gonna give this a 6.5 because I would prefer just a ginger or a ginger orange or just a rooibos or just a anise. Where do you put that in? In a chai? I don't know. So 6.5. We're gonna rate them now. It's gonna be a thing. Another thing I want to touch on, which kind of ties into my why of being here, is holiday stress. Because like I said, the holidays can be stressful, and I want to nudge you towards the couch and a breath and a hot drink. I feel like throughout my life, the holidays has always been a time where I'm just on high alert the whole time, ever since I was a kid. Just the anticipation of Sinterklaas and Christmas, it's all very exciting, but it's all very like tense times. And then also rounding up for Christmas holidays, getting things done before then. It feels like rushing. So a lot of the time during Christmas and during the winter break is a proper word, I didn't need to use it. Winter break, I would get sick. I would have a fever. And even last year at New Year's, I was sick because I don't know. I think that's just when the stress really gets to me and it gets to my immune system and everything is just a little bit chaotic. So I've really tried to slow down. If you aren't new here and you don't know, 2 years ago I had a really bad burnout and I've been recovering from that since, and I still deal with low energy and a lot of migraines, etc. So I'm not really functioning at the level of maybe the average person, but then also what is the average person? I don't know. I'm just not as high energy as I used to be, and that's okay, and that might come back. I have no idea, but right now I'm just taking things very easy, and I kind of like that. And if my burnout did teach me one thing, it's that I really appreciate slow living. And I hope that that's something that I get to hold on to and take with me, because for me it's so valuable. I would consider myself a highly sensitive person. I've been called that kind of since the moment I popped out of the womb, but I feel things very deeply. It takes me a long time to process. It takes me a long time to work through emotions or situations. And if I'm watching a movie, like I need silent time after that kind of. Like, I rarely do that, but I would need it to process everything that happened in the movie, if that makes sense. That might sound so weird to some people. But I just have a hard time sometimes going at the pace that other people seem to be going at, and I need a little bit of time to think, a little bit of time to sit, take a nap. I don't know. So the holidays and me kind of clash in that sometimes, and over the years I do think it's gotten a lot better, but I do still sometimes like slip into that, oh, I have to do this and this and this. This is why making these videos every day feels a little bit like a paradox. Is that the word? Counterintuitive. Because it is a lot of producing and like putting things out. However, I'm starting early. I have boundaries. I have everything scheduled, so it seems doable now. But also, if I skip a day or like 5 days, what are you gonna do? You know, who is like what would happen? Is the YouTube police gonna arrest me? I don't think so. Are you going to really cancel me? I think that would say a lot more about you than about me. And so I'm trying to really let go of that. This is all I'm sounding very confident in this, but I'm not. But I'm working on it. So this is really exposure therapy for me, basically. And I hope that this is motivating for you too, to take a break, especially if you are similar to me and you feel confused about how fast everything is going, or you feel the pressure of the holidays and you do want to chill. Like, I'm your like-minded friend to hang out with here in this little safe space on the internet. And I hope that it brings you comfort, and I hope that it brings you maybe some distraction, which is also okay, you know? So what I said earlier about consuming content and not feeling guilty about it, I can get kind of stuck in this trap of I want to be offline more. It's something that I really value, but I also love YouTube and watching videos. It is okay to consume things. I have to tell myself that sometimes, and especially if it's things around lifestyle or self-improvement. Sometimes when I'm watching a self-improvement type of video, people are saying beautiful things, but at the same time, it makes me feel guilty for even being there because I'm like, I have to be out in the real world and work on these things and be offline because that's the first step. That's what everybody is saying. But it's okay to sit here and hang out here. You don't have to leave right now. Only if you want to, but not because you feel guilty for being online or looking at a screen or taking time to rest. It can be very easy to feel guilty for taking breaks because there are so many other things that you could be doing, but you don't always have to be productive or be on or be reachable or, be at everyone's disposal. Is that how you say that in English? Je hoeft gewoon niet paraat te staan de hele tijd. I think that it's so important to set those boundaries because if the oxygen mask in the airplane, like put your own oxygen mask on first and then help the person next to you. It's like that with setting boundaries, taking rest. You can't help someone from a place where you're not rested, and you can't show up for other people if you are not showing up for yourself to an extent. Otherwise, you're going to burn out. And we're not going to do that. We're not going to burn out at Christmas, okay? This is a fun time and maybe a very complex time. Maybe it brings up so much emotion, and I hope that you find the time and space to navigate some of that emotion and take some time. In this video series, I am going to touch about grief probably because I do have my own experiences with grief and the holidays, and it's definitely changed the way that I look at Christmas forever, and I do want to give some time and space for that. But we're also going to talk about fun stuff. I'm going to do probably a what's in my bag and just hang out, like casual old YouTube stuff. If you watch my ASMR videos, which is my main job, I appreciate you so much for coming over here and listening to my out loud voice as well, and not listen to only the sleepy content. I really appreciate you. It's such a fun community to be a part of, and I just love having you guys here as well. So just want to give a special shout out to you guys. I think that I said everything that I wanted to say so far. I think I'm going to leave this here because this was already pretty rambly. Just know that this is what you're going to get. And I hope that you enjoyed, and I'm very, very excited for the next 23 days. It's almost Christmas. Also, I didn't even tell you, today we had the first snowfall. It's so cozy outside. So I'm probably going to snuggle up under this blanket and continue reading my book. I'm currently reading People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. And I heard controversial, like the opinions are different. Overall, not so great. I'm having a weird time with it, I will say. But they had some sweet scenes now, so I'm getting a little bit more excited about it. It's a romance, it's very spicy, and it's giving a little bit of insta-lust. And I'm going to talk to you about it later because, of course, we're going to talk about books as well. All right. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that your jaw is still unclenched or that you'll unclench it again. And I will gladly see you tomorrow. Here's a forehead kiss. Bye.